Alright, so we're checking out the SOFIRN SK30. It's another tactical EDC flashlight. Comes with this nice little carrying case here. It's a belt clip, I guess, in your belt. And then it comes with this manual. And you get a USB-C to USB-C cable for charging. Get a few spare O-rings for the waterproof rated. I think it's IPX8 waterproof rated. And then you get a wrist strap here. And here is the flashlight itself. So overall, pretty standard looking. Got USB-C port there for charging. It comes behind this little rubber flap to keep it waterproof. It is made of 6061 aluminum, and it's got this nice black anodized finish. Typical, pretty high quality. Nice little bezel here. You have a very nice reflector inside, and it looks like it's a little bit inset, so it's kind of deep, so it has a pretty good throw. I'll take a look at the manual here in a second with the specs on the lumen levels and the throw. This does have an updated LED emitter, so it's called the SFT 70.2. It's a new generation, 6000, 6500, and the color temperature. You get two rubber buttons here on the back, and that's for operation, so turning it on and off. And then this secondary button here is for adjusting your levels, and also shows a strobe mode on. I'll show you that here momentarily. One-way clip here, nice and strong, so kind of would have been nice with a two-way clip, but it's probably a little bit too big for putting on a hat or something like that. In terms of size, it's about the size of a standard ballpoint pen there, obviously a lot thicker and heavier. But just looking around the box on some of the major specs here, 3000 lumens max, that's a lot. That's due to that new updated second generation emitter, and 392 meters of beam reach, so that's pretty far. And just again, performance wise, there's your different lighting levels and modes, and eco, low, medium, high, and turbo. So it'll range from 30 lumens down to the minimum, and as you go progress up to the highest level, turbo is 3000 lumens, but it's only for a short period of time. So it'll go 70 seconds at 3000 lumens, and then drops down to 780, 420 minutes, and then it'll drop down to 280 lumens for an additional 60 minutes. So it kind of depends on how much runtime you want versus the brightness. Obviously, you can go to just a high level and you'll get 1000 lumens. And again, I'll show you outside in the demo how that looks in terms of the brightness level, 1000 versus 3000, how far that will go. But you get a little bit more runtime here. Obviously, if you want to conserve your battery, probably for most situations, medium is going to work well, and you're going to get 9 hours of runtime there. IPX8 waterproof rated, 1 meter drop rated, does have a strobe mode, does weigh 87 grams, and that's with the battery. And here are the dimensions: 28 millimeters by 140 millimeters. And when you get the flashlight, you're going to want to open it up, so you can just unscrew the top here. And there's going to be a little piece of paper that prevents the battery from self-discharging, so that's going to be right here on top of the battery. I've already removed that because I've been testing this. So this is a SOFIRN branded 21700 cell lithium ion, 5000 milliamp hours. Very large, and it fits perfectly in here. And there are springs on both sides. So there's one on this side and one below. You can see here that's where the O-ring is. So if you want to replace that with a new one, there's two spares. So in terms of your basic operation, press and click. That'll give you your light, it'll turn on, and then you can see the green light flashing here. That is your battery level indicator. It'll start flashing red when the battery is low. I think it's around 5%. Then you want to charge it up, and then turn off. Just click it again. It's a very nice click, and it does remember your last level. I think this is one of the medium levels, I believe. So let's go ahead, turn on, and then you hit the secondary button to go through your different levels. So each time you click it, it goes up and up. I think that's the max. You can feel the heat here. Nope, that's not the max. That was 1000. This is 3000. That is hot. Okay, now we're back down to low. So there's, I think, 5 levels total. So this is actually your eco mode. This is the lowest level. Then you have low, medium, high, and turbo, Wow, that is really hot, and then back down. So if I want to leave it on eco here and I turn it off, it will remember that when I turn it back on. If you want to go straight into turbo mode, you can basically short press the button instead of fully pressing it. So half click and then fully click, and it'll go straight to turbo mode. So very quick half press and full press, and straight to turbo mode. Turn it off, and then it should remember the eco mode that I was on before. Just press it like that. So if you want to go to turbo mode really quick, you just do a quick half press and full press, and it goes right into turbo mode. Now if you want to use the strobe mode, you just, when it's off, you just press this button here, and it just flashes the strobe mode. Now in terms of the beam distance for each of the different levels, got to refer to the manual here. So obviously in the turbo mode, it'll go up to 392 meters, but in the lower mode, so eco, it's only 38 meters for max. So again, your upper lumens 30, 150, 350, and then you have your variations here for high and turbo 1000 down to 280 and 3000 down to 280. And here are your run times again. And again, be aware that on the high and turbo levels, this does get very warm. The light itself is very warm, but then the where the LED is emitting light over here in this part is hot, and there's a little warning here on the flashlight itself. But overall, it feels really nice in the hand. I think it's going to be a nice long-lasting flashlight. But at this point, let's go ahead and take it outside, and we'll demonstrate the individual levels and see how far the light goes in the field that I normally test these at. So let's go ahead and check it out outside. All right, so dark, and this is a field I normally test these flashlights at. I'll show you what it looks like during the day here, and there's that far tree over there. Try to light that up. It's about 120 meters away. Start off in the low setting, or the eco settings. This is level 1, and go to level 2. So it's low, medium, high. Be able to light up that tree over there. This close one over here, not that far one. And this is turbo, so I can reach that tree now. Right there. All right, so step out into the camera's view, show you the different levels here. Again, eco. There's low, medium, high, and again, turbo. So again, I'm going to light up that tree in turbo. That far tree lights up. All right, starting over here, we're on eco, low, medium, and then high. I can definitely light up that tree. And there's turbo. Definitely can light up that tree, no problem. But I think medium is probably fine for most situations. Even on eco, I can see plenty. So here's low, and then here's medium. And for things that aren't too far away, little bush here, everything kind of in close proximity, this is totally fine. And this will last, medium will last several hours. And it also doesn't get hot. Anyway, put a link in the description if you guys want to check out this flashlight. That's it for this video. Talk to you guys in the next one.